Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cast with Eyes. I've got Makas here with me. We're on episode 8 of our podcast series, actually.
You lasted this long?
I can't believe it. I've actually taken a couple of weeks of a break. I've been on for a couple of weeks just through the Christmas and New Year holidays, just to take some time off with the family and stuff like that. So I'm back again, and whoever's joining, thank you very much for joining us back for the year 2021. We made it. We made it. We made it. And I can't believe we made it. It's been 2020. 2020 has been a very, very unusual and very challenging year for, I would say, everybody. And everybody has been through something, whether small or big or whatever it is. The pandemic that we're in has affected someone's life in some way, shape, or form. So this is what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about some of the things that happened in 2020. It may be a little bit of a sad list, but
maybe we should do a list of some good things that happened in 2020.
I think there are some things that I've included here that are positives, and we can add some if we feel that at the end. Again, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just something that I came up with on a fly, and I try to keep it as small as possible because, if you start talking about the year 2020, we can write a book pretty much.
Just COVID, I guess.
Yeah, well, it is one topic. Because of COVID, there's so many things that happen, and others as well. So we'll just go through that quickly. So that being said, again, like I said, this is just a list that I compiled on the fly. It's not an exhaustive list, and we're not going to get into a lot of these things in depth. We want to keep the video short, so keep you a little bit entertained as well. So bear with us, stay with us till the end. I would really appreciate it, and just see what we got on the list. Yeah, please. So number 1, the year started off actually in January. If you guys remember this or not.
Does it start in January?
Well, no, I mean, like, the year started with this news that Prince Harry and Meghan were leaving the UK and the royal family, which was dubbed as the Megxit crisis in the royal family.
Yeah.
And that was the big news. That was a huge news for January. We're like, oh my God, this prince and, this actress who just came into his life, just decided to up and leave the royal family and leave all their royal responsibilities. We were talking about them coming to Canada, buying a house in Canada, staying here and all that kind of stuff. So that was, the start of the year.
Yeah.
And at that time, like in the start of 2020, we had already heard about COVID. So I'm not going to mention that. Like, I mean, we had COVID since September 2019, right? November 2019.
Yeah.
Where we heard that China was in a lockdown and all that kind of stuff, but it hadn't come to Canada at this point. So I'm not going to talk about the start of COVID because we already had that. So anyway, Megxit was the start of the year, and this was number 1.
Yeah.
Then we had, and now this is not in any order. I'm just, this is just a list of whatever happened. Then we had, if you remember, locust swarms in East Africa. That was devastating.
A lot of Asia, a lot of part of Asia. It came towards Asia too.
That was devastating for a lot of East African countries who were actually already going through a lot of food crisis and food shortages in terms of, farmlands and all that kind of stuff. And this locust swarm came somewhere around March, and they were eating away all the crops and farms and stuff like that.
People thought it was like the plague, the biblical plague of
100%,
millions 100%, of locusts.
So that happened, and because a lot of countries like Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia were already suffering and are already suffering from a severe food shortage.
Yeah.
That happened, and obviously
Yeah.
now
The
we
long-term
have,
effect of it is still being
it's still
seen today. We don't
affected.
see it, but it's still an issue right now.
Nobody talks about it. You don't
Yeah.
hear it in media. You don't hear it in the news. But
Yeah.
they're still suffering. Number 3 on my list is Australia. You remember the wildfires in
Oh, that was
Australia?
bad. I've seen some pictures of some animals that were like burnt to a
It
crisp.
was actually very, very sad.
Oh
And
man.
so it's a point to mention that Australian wildfires actually started in September
Yeah.
2019,
Yeah. They
and
went all the way till March. Yeah.
it was burning up
Yeah.
until March, April kind of
Yeah. It's
area.
like
So
7 months almost.
and the damages is untold. Like you
Oh man.
can't imagine.
A lot of people, a
A
lot of
lot
animal
of
life.
animals, people lost their lives and
Mm,
all that kind of stuff. Then also at the same time, there were fires in California. The
true.
California wildfires were also happening as
More
well.
towards the summertime though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we had
And even it was felt all the way till BC.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
in BC at that time, and there was smog everywhere. Like
yeah,
it was
yeah,
covered in. I actually took a photo of it somewhere.
yeah. So that too is it's still being felt. Like a fire that size and that devastating.
Yeah,
The effects of that is going to be long term. So
true.
we had that. That was terrible. Then our buddy old friend Donald Trump almost started World War III, uh, where
That was weird though. That
a
was a
lot of
weird time.
a lot of people say to me, "Oh, Donald Trump didn't start any wars."
Mm,
Yeah, he almost started World War III.
yeah, that
He
was
he started a war with North Korea the year before.
yeah.
People don't remember that, and he also ordered the drone strikes on the Iranian
Yeah,
general,
Qasim.
Qasem Soleimani.
Yeah,
And that was in January. That was
yeah,
the start of the year too. And
yeah,
Iran was pissed,
yeah. Oh yeah,
and they were ready for retaliation.
oh yeah,
So that caused, again, that's almost started World War III. If
oh
things
yeah,
hadn't gone the way that it went,
yeah,
that would have started a
yeah.
huge problem. So, anyways, I don't want to get into that too much.
Politics. Maybe another channel for that.
Yeah, and then also the guy, Donald Trump, was impeached. So this was this year.
And then
uh,
acquitted.
yeah, and acquitted, of course, after that. But
And then now again, isn't there impeachment talks going on
yeah, yeah,
most
yeah,
most recently?
yeah. So he was impeached. The whole trial of impeachment was going on. That wasn't a whole
Mm,
scandal and a problem. And then he was acquitted. So
yeah.
yeah,
You remember the start of the lockdown though? You remember like when it was first in effect
yeah.
and people were like literally rushing into Walmart and all you saw
Toilet paper
was
crisis.
toilet paper in every cart. Like I
Yeah.
went to a Walmart and there was no toilet paper other than the Walmart brand.
I don't
And
understand though. I don't get toilet paper fascination. Like, what the hell are we like? I I personally didn't buy toilet paper.
well, I legitimately needed toilet paper. I not like hoarding it, but
We use
legit need
lotes.
no, but you legit need toilet paper.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And
no.
I
I
couldn't
mean, but
find.
it was a weird
Yeah,
fascination with toilet paper
yeah,
that I don't understand.
yeah.
But anyways,
I
that
mean,
happened.
it didn't happen now. I hope it doesn't happen again because and people who actually bought like I would say hundreds of dollars worth of toilet paper. Sometimes you'd hear stories where people went back to the stores and said, "I want to return it," and the
Yeah,
stores just said,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
not
yeah.
taking it
Of
back.
course, yeah. I
It's
mean,
on you."
it's toilet paper. You can always
Yeah,
keep it. It's not a big
yeah,
deal. What
yeah.
else happened?
Well, we lost a couple of pretty big names. Chadwick Boseman,
Yeah,
the
Black
guy
Panther.
from Black Panther. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was actually fighting cancer while he was filming.
yep,
He
yep.
was under treatment, and that was
That was sad.
no, I didn't know. I had no idea
No,
until
I
I
didn't know
actually
either.
didn't know until he passed away
Yeah, yeah, me neither.
that he was actually going through all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then basketball legend Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That was
sudden, like with
huge.
his daughter too, in
With
the
his daughter,
yeah, in the helicopter.
helicopter accident. That was
Yeah,
tragic, man.
yeah,
Tragic. I
yeah. That
couldn't.
was.
That was a
Now
hard time.
this is kind of important too. John Lewis,
Yep.
who was a Republican, but a
'Cause I think
an
it was a Black
icon.
Lives.
Yeah, an icon
Yeah,
in the Lives Matter and the civil movement.
yeah,
Yeah, he passed away this year, which was also tragic.
yeah,
Another tragic TV personality, Alex Trebek,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
I
Jeopardy.
actually didn't know until a little while ago.
Yeah,
That I was kind
yeah,
of under a
yeah,
rock.
and he was also fighting cancer, right?
Yeah,
So
apparently.
he,
Yeah,
was another person who succumbed to crack cancer. And
yeah,
honestly, I didn't watch a lot of Jeopardy
yeah. I did.
until
A lot of times when I'd be in like hotel rooms and the game channel was on, or that was
yeah,
the only thing, so I'd
yeah.
watch it then.
But like I said, I've been seeing him since I was a kid, right? So even if
True,
I didn't watch it,
true,
he was a personality that was on TV all the time, right?
true,
So
true.
daytime TV,
Oh yeah,
the Jeopardy was always on.
oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
There was a swarm of murder hornets that came out of nowhere and literally started attacking people too. I think
yeah, I remember
um,
that. Those hornets were like massive,
a bunch of
massive
I
hornets.
don't know how many people died, but there was I remember there's multiple reports of people being stung
Yeah,
and
I think
going.
there was a lot of people died in Japan and stuff like that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, 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 yeah. And do you remember? I just got on TikTok, by the way, so I don't know much about TikTok.
I have not got on TikTok. I have refused to get on TikTok.
Yeah, it's
I have not.
another conversation to be had.
Yeah,
But you remember how Trump wanted to ban TikTok
yeah,
because
yeah,
of like as he was saying that they're stealing our information.
yeah. Because it's a
Little did we know.
Chinese
Yeah,
company. Yeah,
little do any of us know how much information the U.S. is taking from us on like literally every second.
yeah,
And then funny enough, his Twitter got
yeah. Well,
taken
Twitter
down,
banned. Yeah, yeah.
and I think more recently, I think they took away his Facebook account, and
He's banned from Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
yeah, actually there is a quote on the New York Times saying that him having a Facebook or something is a danger or a great risk.
Yeah,
That's the quote.
that was one of the reasons for why Twitter took him down as well.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's obvious he incited those riots, right?
yeah.
So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about that too. So that's another thing to talk about.
Yeah. And then hacking of Twitter itself,
Right,
as
his
well as
account was
Donald Trump's
hacked.
account. Yeah, and then his password was made public.
Public, yeah.
MAGA 2020.
Mega 2020. That's
How original.
And
Yeah.
after that, we heard a lot of people got COVID. Like a lot of celebrities, we heard what got COVID.
Yeah.
COVID was starting to make the rounds in the U.S.
Yeah.
The first celebrity that I heard got COVID was Tom Hanks.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Tom Hanks was like,
Yeah. That I was like that was pretty weird too, because I think they were at first they were doing okay, and then we kind of heard that they're not doing okay,
yeah.
and then it was back to being okay.
And then obviously a lot of people like that we know the names of got COVID, like The Rock, The Rock Johnson got COVID.
I actually did not know that. Yeah.
Yeah, he got COVID.
Yeah.
Prince Charles got COVID. Bryan Cranston had COVID.
And of course, if The Rock had COVID, I'm assuming Kevin Hart also had COVID.
Kevin Hart he did have COVID, but that doesn't.
They were everywhere together in 2020.
Kevin Hart got COVID. Yeah. Robert Pattinson got COVID.
Boris Johnson
got COVID. Yeah. Donald Trump got COVID.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Those are two people a lot of people were praying for. Either way.
Exactly.
Either way.
So
a lot of prayers going.
That happened. A lot of people got COVID, and on a serious note, you and I both know, people in our family got COVID.
Oh, yeah.
People passed away from COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not immediate family, but like, our cousins.
Immediate family, yeah.
Yeah. So COVID affected in that regard as well. Like, it really hit close to home.
And it continues to do so, because we have currently friends and family who are.
COVID is not going away. Like we're just going to continue to hear of people getting COVID. So that's a sad thing. The huge thing that happened in the U.S. was the murder of George Floyd. by the hands of the police. So that set off a huge civil rights movement
Oh yeah.
in the name of
Riots and
the Black Lives Matter
yeah.
movement.
Yeah.
And there were riots, there were looting.
Didn't the riots actually really kick off when Breonna Taylor was
Yeah.
shot at her house?
So
Isn't that like the breaking point?
I think the breaking point was George Floyd, but again,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
but see, I'm not an expert
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
but it's just my opinion that that was the breaking point.
Yeah.
And then obviously George Floyd is just the one name.
Yeah.
We're missing countless other names.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's been building up, and
Yeah.
George Floyd, the way he got murdered and the way
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
happened, and it was just horrific. I
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I can't
Yeah.
imagine of what that brought on to
Oh yeah.
all Black people, right? And we know, like, we go through our share of
Oh yeah.
different kinds of
Oh yeah.
racism,
Yeah.
so we know
Discrimination,
like
racism.
we know how that feels. So
Yeah.
doing that just set off this spark and that fire and that
Yeah.
outrage, right? So
Yeah.
and a lot of things happen locally with us too. Do you remember what was the lady's name in the apartment in Toronto who fell down from her apartment? And that was also initially the blame that the police did something, but at the end,
Oh.
now once the investigation's done, it was known that the police didn't do anything in her case. But anyways, George Floyd was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you remember this or not, people thought that the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un
Oh yeah. Yeah.
was dead. There was a
Oh yeah.
lot
I
of
remember that.
news on
Oh yeah.
social media.
I think he was sick or something. Like he was. He
it
was
doesn't matter. He's
something. Yeah.
we don't have a lot of
Yeah.
information from North Korea,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
he could have been just home for 2 weeks, and
True.
people thought that
Taking
he
a
was dead.
vacation.
Yeah, so
2
people
week
thought that he was
vacation.
dead.
Yeah. That's true. I don't know if you remember, but he and Donald Trump went on some sort of a vacation house somewhere in North Korea when Donald Trump visited him, and apparently he wrote Donald Trump a letter. It was more like I don't. This is something I'm gonna have to look up. I read news somewhere, but he wrote him a letter to say that I'm waiting for the day we meet again or something like some like bromance type of letter.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Okay, I gotta look it up. I know it was somewhere around, but
let's talk about the explosion in
Beirut.
Oh,
yeah, that was pretty pretty astonishing to see at first hand, because not at first hand, but the view from people recording live or cameras recording live, it literally looked like a bomb blast or like some huge, some sort of a mini atom bomb or something. It was huge.
But we know it was like tons of ammonium nitrate that was stored.
Illegally. I mean, not illegally, but not
unsafely.
Unsafe manner.
Unsafely, So I mean, that was. I don't even know how many people. I think like 200 people died and thousands were injured or something like that. But it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Defeats Trump, of course.
Yeah, in November there was the elections. I think November 16th or something.
Yeah.
And that was a roller coaster too. 6th or that was a roller coaster.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was literally a week after that you found out who was the actual winner, because
and
their
obviously
system is so weird.
Then Trump contesting the win, that
and
leads
then all
to
the riots and
the riots,
the swarming of the ballot counting and stop the count. So one place they're saying stop the count, and in another county they're saying count the votes, because apparently they were I don't know, some that's a whole different topic. I can go on and on.
And then we had some good news in the COVID world.
Finally, early November. We had two good news, I guess. First was Pfizer,
Yeah.
and then Moderna that announced that they had completed clinical trials for a COVID-19 vaccine, and that production was beginning on a public vaccination.
A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions of the vaccine itself. A lot of people think
I
that
do too.
they
I do
went so
too.
fast. No, no, and
Yeah,
it's understandable that they went so
yeah,
fast and they didn't do any
yeah,
trials.
yeah.
But I was just reading up a little bit, and they did trials. They did trials on like 44,000 people, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
but
which showed 90% effectiveness to the vaccine in terms of
there
COVID.
are also, on the other hand, there are also signs which say that it's like the flu. You can get a flu shot, but that doesn't necessarily mean you won't get the flu. In fact, oftentimes you do get the flu. Like
Well,
me personally.
but the
Yeah,
vaccine, a vaccine is injecting your body
yeah,
of
to
the virus
virus. Yeah,
strain, right? So
yeah, yeah,
this is the way your body will fight and get immune to the virus. That's the way.
yeah. That's the whole idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
idea. Yeah. So that
So
those are the misconceptions of people too, right?
yeah, yeah,
They'll think that, oh, if I whether I take the vaccine or not, I'm still prone to
yeah,
getting
yeah.
the virus
Yeah, but
or not.
the point of that vaccine is so your body knows what's coming, right?
Yeah,
So your
true,
body knows what it is, what the
true,
virus is, and it gets
true,
used to it.
true,
Um, and so that's how you get immunity
true,
to that virus.
true.
It's like
Whatever happened to
measles.
herd immunity?
Well, this is the way you get herd immunity. If you vaccinate
No.
everybody, that's
Oh
herd
yeah, okay.
immunity,
That's one way. Yeah,
right? So that
yeah,
is herd immunity. You
yeah,
vaccinate everybody.
yeah.
Now you have no way of the virus to transmit.
Hmm.
So then
True.
you have herd immunity, and you stop the point is to stop the transmission of the virus, not to kill the virus completely,
Yeah, that
because
wasn't what this study is. That's
yeah,
not what this.
that's
Yeah.
probably not going to happen for
No,
next
just like the
few
flu.
years. Yeah,
Just
just
like the
like the
flu.
flu.
Flu's been around for what, 100 years? More than
Yeah,
100 years?
talk about any other
Yeah,
viruses, the
yeah,
measles,
yeah,
polio, whatever
yeah.
it is.
You could just,
The way
yeah,
we eradicated them was because
yeah,
we vaccinated a lot of people.
yeah,
Now every single kid who goes to school gets a measles vaccine,
yeah. Are you
right?
gonna get the shot?
For the COVID.
COVID?
You know what? I don't know. I probably will, to be honest with you. I am working, like I'm front
Yeah,
line, I guess, right?
technique. Yeah,
So probably will have to at some point. By the time we get to that point, we'll have more data
that's
on,
what I'm waiting for too.
so
More data. Yeah,
I'm probably thinking I'll get it like September, no, to November
yeah,
2021, right? So
yeah.
it's we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
what I'm waiting to see is what kind of if they do open up schools this year, 2021 September, will they mandate the vaccine for kids or not? Because right now,
Probably.
well, they might mandate it for the teachers, but right
No,
now,
but right now you can't go to school without having a measles
I
vaccine.
know, but even the vaccines that are coming that are being available right now, they're not for kids. They're not for kids under 16 years old,
I don't
right? So
know. I haven't done much research on
yeah,
that.
so if it's I think if it's under 16, if I'm not mistaken, the vaccines are not being applied to those kids.
Yeah.
You have to be above the age of 16.
Yeah, but we'll see.
So what I think is these first batch of like few million, whatever million vaccines, this is their real shot in their real test in the market or in the larger scale to see how it affects a larger scale population. Because 44,000 people to be tested does not show.
But that's one company, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
but that's one company with their specific strand of the vaccine.
but at the same time, we as the globe, as the world, we
Yeah,
are waiting for a vaccine to be released, right? Like, so COVID starts, we want a vaccine right away. A
yeah,
lot of people want a vaccine right away.
yeah.
So it's like, I mean, we can't blame this company for fast tracking everything that they did.
Sure, yeah.
'Cause
I mean, they had to be the first. They wanted to be the first.
the goal,
They
it was a
more money.
war. Yeah, it was
It's well, it's
a
more money.
vaccine war,
Yeah,
right?
it's all about
So
money.
yeah, whatever it is. I mean, at the same time, it's also um, helping humanity as well, right? I mean, we want to kill this virus. I get, yes, it's money. It's a pharmaceutical company. everybody's into making money anyways.
Another
But
talk.
yeah, like it's you are creating a vaccine that will. I mean, look at the lives that it's affected, right? This fire. So
Yeah, yeah,
we gotta stop it. Like we're already just socially dying now. Like
I
it's too
know.
much.
And it's gotten even worse with
It's gotten worse now. So, anyways,
yeah.
we're not gonna get too much into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of affecting lives, we didn't realize this before, but we now appreciate the people who are literally in front lines,
Oh yeah,
doctors, nurses,
100%.
people, delivery people who are making deliveries.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there are people who are working under really tough conditions and situations. I'm not going to name any big companies, but there are some really big names that are unfortunately requiring their employees to work in any,
Yeah, like you mean in a condition that is not
safe. Yeah,
safe. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying, and it's
yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah.
I would say, a lot of small businesses have struggled. We've seen small businesses
Oh yeah, shutting
close
down, close. Oh yeah,
forever,
yeah.
permanently.
My own clients and um, business partners who are in the business, many of them have. I probably won't hear from them again, or
Yeah,
they won't be contacting me because they've probably shut down because I haven't heard from them all year.
yeah. It is
So
that is a sad part.
yeah,
But yeah, like I work in the transportation industry, so
yeah,
I see truck drivers
yeah,
and delivery and
yeah. And when you go
logistical
pick up, yeah,
companies.
groceries to
Yeah.
have all the groceries stocked,
In order for
and
you to get grocery and to food at home and all that kind of stuff,
yeah,
these people are critical, right?
yeah,
If you shut down, your transportation companies and people who deliver your groceries to the stores
yeah.
that you go to, then we're really getting into some serious crisis situation
And this
in the
this
country.
kind of leads back to our one of our first discussions of supporting local,
Yeah.
local stores, local, um, small shops, and wherever you can. Restaurants, a lot of restaurants are struggling.
Yeah,
Um,
big time.
so it's
I mean, and again, so the thing to take away with that is, we understand we have to stay at home and all that kind of stuff, but if anything that we could do is that we could support some local businesses,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It's the least we could do.
the least. And if we
Yeah,
have to buy things in for the future, like just
yeah,
future purchases, you buy gift cards and all that kind of stuff,
yeah, yeah.
just to keep these guys running, because they're also struggling to pay bills just
True,
like everybody else. They're also
true.
struggling to make rent, and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So I mean, I've heard countless stories of people who are just struggling to make ends meet,
Oh yeah,
and it's been a struggle.
yeah,
Anyways, to end off with a positive note,
yeah.
what are the positive things that happened in 2020? Like,
I mean, like for example, our family. I think we all kind of reconnected a little bit more.
yeah.
With WhatsApp, Zoom, the biggest
Oh, Zoom
boomer
was
of this year,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like if you're talking like stocks, their stocks went up like I don't know, like 1,000% or something. I think they're
yeah.
trading some ridiculous amount right now.
Well, the
Um,
a, a lot of things that we did really well was because we were socially confined
yeah,
for the last one
yeah,
year,
yeah,
which made us more thankful for people like family, for people like
yeah,
friends, right? To be in
yeah,
our lives, and the roles that relatives play in our life,
yeah,
because sometimes we could be forgetful for these kind of things, right?
yeah,
And so a lot of video calls were happening. We were making a lot of video calls amongst ourselves, people from
yeah.
back home, and all that kind of stuff.
Do you remember playing those online games, the video
Yeah,
games with
yeah,
the
yeah,
face games, and
yeah.
then we
Hangout.
kind of hang out? Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, we did
yeah.
that.
I was just gonna put a fact out there. You wouldn't believe this, but since March, like mid-March, let's say 13th of March, the Zoom stock went from 107 to a maximum of 559 on October 20th.
Look at on this,
507.
and obviously
570.
this is not on topic, but look at
Yeah.
also Tesla stocks.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Look at
Oh
what
yeah.
Tesla went to
Oh man,
through. And,
I mean, I think we can have like we can
and,
have a lot of
yeah,
these talks on different
and Elon Musk is now the richest person in the world,
oh
right?
my god, yeah.
So he went from like a,
I
I don't
think
know, a
from
couple.
I think from March, in March he was like 80, well it shows here he was 85. He was trading at 85, or Tesla was trading at 85
Yeah,
in March, and
it's
the
at
highest
600
that
now.
they've been is 880.
Wow,
Well, that's this year in January, but let's say end of last year, the highest they were at 705
that's
towards the
crazy.
close of 31st of December, 705. So I don't, what the hell was I doing at this time?
I looked at it
85,
actually. I looked at it.
85 to like 811.
That is,
What the hell, man?
yeah.
I mean,
Anyways, so don't worry about that. We'll get into that on a different
could have been
topic.
rich, man.
But anyways, those are the things that happened in 2020. And
Yeah.
if we missed anything, if we, got something wrong, do let us know. We would appreciate the correction. So if we have to do that. But yeah, those are some of the things that we saw happening and we maybe experienced happening. And hopefully, 2021
Fine.
hasn't started off well, to be honest with you,
No, it hasn't.
in terms of world events.
Yeah,
So
2020, December 31st, 11:59, and 2021, January 1st, 12:00, where obviously there was no change. Nothing happens. Nothing happens like that.
yeah. So hopefully this year brings better things for us. Hopefully we get rid of this virus. We go back to our normal lives, even if it may take, the precautions that we take, like,
Yeah.
wearing masks and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, social distancing. That's fine, but at least we need to go back and have our social gatherings and meet and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like
It's
how we had in the
very
summer.
it's very important for our well-being, our
Yeah.
mental well-being, and this is why people are just not listening. Like
Yeah.
restrictions.
I think they've had enough of it.
People are still getting together. It's wrong. I know it's wrong. It should be banned, because we need to get rid of this virus. We need to have enough people vaccinated that we have herd immunity. It's just a fact. We gotta open things up again. We don't want to see this lockdown happen over and over again.
Yeah.
We're in our third phase of this restrictions. Like we
Yeah.
had the lockdown first, then we had restrictions. Now we have another complete lockdown.
Yeah.
So we want to get out of this. It's too much to bear for a lot of
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
So
It's
anyways,
just
yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. I don't want to make this video too long, but those are some of the things that we talked about happened in 2020, and we wish you guys the best of 2021. I know this video is a little bit a couple weeks too late, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. It is 2021 now.
life happens.
Just be positive. Don't be positive in the COVID test, but be positive in your mental state. so there's a lot of memes going around that positive is not the word that we want to hear for 2020, but stay positive in terms of how you guys think, and we'll get through this. We'll get through it together.
Sounds good.